After a stroke, some of the most frustrating challenges are the ones that nobody else can see. I'm talking about those invisible vision problems that can make simple things like reading a book or even just finding your keys feel like a huge struggle every single day. But what if there was a way to actually retrain your brain to see the world more completely? Well, today we're going to explore a free, science-backed tool that does exactly that. Have you ever felt like this? Imagine sitting down to eat, and you only eat the food on the right side of your plate. Not because you aren't hungry, but because as far as your brain is concerned, the left side of the plate just isn't there. This feeling of missing a whole part of your world is a very real thing for a lot of stroke survivors. So this kind of thing happens for a couple of big reasons. First, there's hemianopia. That's where you actually lose vision on one side. But then you've got something called visual neglect, and that's a whole different beast. Your eyes might be working perfectly fine, but your brain has started to ignore all the information coming from one side. Both of these create massive challenges, but the good news is both can be helped with the right kind of training. And that is where this amazing tool comes in. It's called EyeSearch. It's a free, super accessible, and scientifically designed online therapy tool that comes from the brilliant minds at University College London, and it was created to tackle these very issues head-on. So, here's what we're going to cover. First, we'll look at how the EyeSearch game actually works. Then, we'll break down the 6-week training mission. After that, we'll explore some real-world exercises to speed up your progress. And finally, we'll get into the amazing science that makes all this recovery possible. All right, let's get right into it. What exactly is EyeSearch, and how can a simple game really retrain your brain? So, at its heart, EyeSearch is a brain training game with one simple job for you to do. You just watch a ball on the screen, and when it randomly jumps to a new spot, your goal is to find it as fast as you can. Sounds super simple, right? But trust me, what's going on in your brain while you do this is actually pretty profound. Okay, and this is maybe the most important thing to get. This therapy isn't some kind of magic wand. It doesn't restore the part of your visual field that might have been lost. But what it does do is retrain the most powerful and adaptable tool you have, your brain. It literally teaches your brain to build a new, automatic habit of actively looking and scanning toward your affected side. There's a technical name for this. It's called a compensatory scanning strategy. All that means is you're compensating for the vision loss by building a new behavior. You do it consciously at first, over and over until it just becomes second nature. This is all about rewiring your brain's habits. All right, so how does a simple game actually turn into powerful therapy? Well, it all comes down to the structure. This isn't just a game you play whenever you feel like it. It's a focused 6-week mission that's designed to get real results. So the program they recommend is a solid 6 weeks, and that time frame really matters. Why? Because all the research into how we learn and form habits shows that this is the kind of repetition you need to forge and strengthen new pathways in your brain, making that new scanning behavior feel totally automatic. And here's where the commitment comes in. The protocol asks for 30 minutes a day, 5 days a week. In each of those sessions, you're going to aim for about 400 trials. Just think about that. That's 400 times you're telling your brain, hey, look over there. Consistency is absolutely everything here. And you can see how it's all laid out for you. Week 1 is really just about learning the ropes. By weeks 2 and 3, you're building that consistency. Then weeks 4 and 5 are where those new brain pathways really start to lock in, leading you all the way up to your final assessment in week 6. And hey, you're not doing this in a vacuum. It's a really good idea to keep a simple progress diary, just jotting down how many minutes you practiced. This is super valuable information for your optometrist or your therapist, who can then check in on your progress and help tweak the therapy just for you. Okay, so you're mastering the game. Awesome. But how do you take that skill from the computer screen into the real world? Let's talk about some real-world power-ups you can use. First up, we've got something called the anchor strip technique. If reading's a challenge, try this. Place a brightly colored piece of tape or even a ribbon right on the left-hand margin of the page. This acts like a visual anchor, reminding your brain exactly where each new line begins. It's such a simple trick, but wow, it is incredibly effective. Next up are these things called cancellation tasks. Seriously, just think of a word search puzzle. You print out a page full of random letters, and your job is to cross out, say, every single A you can find. To do that, you have to scan methodically, left to right, top to bottom, which reinforces that exact search pattern we're trying to build. And look, you can weave this practice into your day in so many fun ways. Play I Spy with your family. When you're walking in a safe place, consciously start naming objects on your affected side. You can even use simple verbal cues, just reminding yourself out loud, look left, now look right. So after all that, what's the secret sauce here? What's the real magic? Well, it's not magic at all. It's a fundamental feature of your brain. And honestly, it's your ultimate superpower when it comes to recovery. It all comes down to this incredible superpower your brain has, neuroplasticity. That's just the fancy word for your brain's amazing ability to adapt, to rewire itself, and to learn new skills no matter your age. By practicing over and over, you are literally strengthening the parts of your brain that control your eye movements and attention. This isn't just some hopeful idea. It's the biological engine driving your recovery. Look, I know this stuff takes patience. It takes real dedication, but it is so important to remember that every single training session you finish is a victory. Every time you find that little jumping ball, you are taking one more solid step towards getting your independence back. And to help you get the most out of this, here are just a few quick tips. Be patient with yourself. Try to practice in a quiet space so you can really focus. Sit upright with your computer at eye level. And listen to your body. If you start to get a headache or feel dizzy, just take a break. It's okay. Because at the end of the day, it really just comes down to this simple truth. This isn't about being perfect. It's about making progress. Every little bit of effort adds up over time. Practice really does make progress.
My name is Dr. Sal Jivraj, and I am a low vision and a neuro-optometrist based in Calgary, Alberta. I'm excited to talk to you today about low vision and some options we have for patients who would like to see better for distance, intermediate, and at reading. At our practice, we have a lot of the advanced low vision options, such as bioptics for distance and reading. We have the side awareness glasses. We also have the e-scoop glasses, which can be very beneficial for patients who are looking to drive. So I'd be happy to see you at our locations in Calgary. Again, I'm Dr. Sal Jivraj, a low vision and a neuro-optometrist, and I look forward to hearing from you if you would like to get help with your low vision. Thank you and have a good day.